Hello again, and welcome everyone to the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
For those of you who don't know, our darling Addison will be getting surgery in 2 days at the time this is coming out. And she will be down for nearly a month. So the surgery can't be that bad, right? You're definitely just kind of overthinking how bad it's going to be. Down for a month isn't even that crazy.
I feel like you're kind of gaslighting me right now. Like, I'm pretty scared. Like, I'm scared shitless. It's a 4-hour surgery, and you're saying it's not going to be that bad. You've literally been with me the last 2 months that we've been up recording 2 episodes a week, so we can give all of our listeners content while I'm down and out and a little potato. So,
well, I don't know. Personally, from what I've seen in my deep dives on YouTube and from my own wisdom teeth surgery, which I'm sure is very comparable, I don't think you should be scared at all. There's nothing to be scared of, so just cut that out. That'd be so cool. Just like these stories that we're going to get into. You have nothing to fear. I'm sure everything can just be explained away, super rational. You'll be fine.
Okay, so you're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting me, right?
I don't know. Let's get into these stories and find out. Story 1. Public bathhouse experience based on my personal experience. This story is either real or I'm crazy. I'm a handyman by profession, so I had the night shift once in a public bathhouse due to some problems with tap, etc. It turned out to be nothing serious, but because it was too late and Uber drivers were asking for too much money, I asked the owner if I could spend the night there. He didn't mind, but jokingly said that there were ghosts around. I laughed it off and didn't take it seriously. Mistake number 1. Long story short, there's a sofa behind the lobby or whatever you call the place where the cashier takes money from visitors. So I decided to sleep there, but before that, I took a shower. Nothing special, but there was an eerie moment, as if someone was watching me in the shower. But all the craziness started once I fell asleep. I swear to God, I heard steps, someone laughing, and some creepy noises. So I said, fuck it, and continued sleeping, turning on my music. But then, after I fell asleep deeply, I felt as if I was awake and couldn't get up, like my soul had left my body. I couldn't force myself to wake up, and the most terrifying thing was that it felt like something or someone was sitting on me and wouldn't let me wake up. I woke up sweating with a weird feeling I couldn't explain. Luckily, it was morning and I left the place, but it was really scary to be honest with you.
Okay, a bathhouse. Where are we at in the world?
I'm so curious because my brain first went to like Budapest.
Yeah,
which I don't know.
When I read the title, I was like a rest stop, like on a highway. Because I mean, we are American, so we don't have. Do we have bathhouses?
I imagine maybe it's like a hot spring type.
Okay,
setup, but more of a bath than a natural spring.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Maybe Redditor, you can tell us what exactly you mean by a bathhouse. If you're listening to this, Play Shelf, tell us what bathhouse exactly like entails, because I'd love to know like how there might be ghost in said bathhouse. Like, what's the history of said bathhouse? Is it an old bathhouse? Is it like what's the history? What's the history here? How is it like if somebody's saying that it's there's ghosts around.
Right. What happened at the bathhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Did the bathhouse used to be anything? Well, I don't imagine you could repurpose a bathhouse super well, but maybe it was like, this is a bathhouse brothel.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I was like, because OP in the comments also says like public sauna. So I'm assuming it's something around those lines. Like if you get into like European countries, they have what I'm like assuming is what you're talking about, like a bathhouse where it's like a big public sauna. Like you go in and everyone goes, it's a schwitz, you know?
A schwitz.
Yeah, like a sauna, like a public. That's what Jewish like men call it, like a big public. I think it's like there's like
I learned a new word today.
Schwitz. So it's schwitz. This is what it's. What's the difference between a schwitz is a sauna or steam bath?
Oh.
Yeah. So
like parts of it sound nice, but I just don't like public water that other people's bodies are in.
Well, saunas aren't like
just like a
pools
pool
of water.
General. Okay, yeah.
It's sauna. Have you been into a sauna?
I've been in a sauna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just like a room and it's steamy.
Yeah.
But it still
just
is
like
very gross. Like I don't like.
I just think about bodies.
Mm-hmm. I love a good sauna. Don't get me wrong. Like
with no one else.
Yeah, exactly. I love sitting in the sauna. Like if there's one thing about me, if there's a sauna, I'm gonna sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit in it and be a little turtle because like it's so nice. Like you get in there and you just kind of like lay back and you just deal with the heat. But I'm a dry sauna person anyway. Like
I can do dry sauna better than wet.
I have asthma.
Because we're asthmids.
We're asthmids.
We're just in there just...
Yeah, we can't sit in a room full of humidity that usually has like eucalyptus or some other like super strong oil.
No, I'm fighting for my life in there.
Yeah, I walk in and it's like...
I also have to go in like without my glasses or contacts. Mm-hmm. So I can't see. I can't breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do love a good dry sauna.
I like a dry one.
Dry heat. I go in and I'll just...
My mom has a sauna in her bedroom. She like bought one. It's next to her bed.
Michelle. I want to go.
Yeah, I assume she doesn't let anyone else use it. I assume she's just...
Can you imagine? Dude, your mom, beautiful woman. Like, she's like, you know what would make my bedtime routine so much better? A sauna right here. I'm going to flip it on, do a nice 10 minutes in the sauna, crawl into the shower, go to bed.
Yep.
Wow. Yep. The life that woman has. No wonder she's like so happy living alone. She's like, this is my fucking
awesome
life. Like,
me, dogs, a sauna. Done.
Does she get it like at Costco or something? Like one of those just
No, I think she got it from like sauna people. Like specifically sauna people.
It's just like one that they like brought in. Like it's like one that's already built and then they just stuck it in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the outside's wood. It's real nice.
Oh, I have to see
you a
this.
picture.
Yeah, I was like, I need to visualize. Like, that's crazy. That's so... I love your mom.
Yeah.
What bad bitch behavior. I'm going to get a sauna and put it in my room. I love that. Wow. Yeah. That's a fantastic use of free will.
It is. Yeah. Who's going to tell her no?
No, that is like exactly what my... Like, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's... Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway. But going back to this bathhouse, if it's been around for a long time, maybe it's one of those like ancient bathhouses that have been around for like
the Roman bathhouses.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's why it has a couch because it's all like big and luxurious.
Oh yeah. Super nice, super grand. Anyway, so yeah, this sounds like sleep paralysis, I would say. A lot of the comments agree with that. I'm still so curious what happened there for if it is something like demonic.
Yeah. So are you gaslighting this Redditor right now? You're saying that it wasn't
it probably wasn't even anything and you're just so sleepy and you had what's the thing we learned last episode? Had the
pierogi?
Yeah.
The hypopokida. The bulgogi.
The bulgogi.
Yeah, the hypagogia.
Hypagogia. That was good.
I stepped through it. Pierogi, bulgogi, hypagogia.
Yeah, you're probably just having that hypagogia. If I were to gaslight you about this, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm not even gaslighting you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
The voices and everything is like, would send me music and voices as you're trying to fall asleep in an empty bathhouse. Yep. Glad you're out of there. That's all we have to say. The end. Next
Story
story.
2.
Okay. Story 2. Experience in a Motel 6 room. This happened about 4 to 5 years ago in Fresno, California. 2 friends, male and female, I, male, checked into a Motel 6 for the night. We had been going through periods of homelessness on and off, and sometimes with each other's, sometimes not. So, when we were able to split the cost of a room 3 ways, we were relieved to shower and rest in peace. Around 12 to 1 a.m., my best friend, who wasn't with us, called me and asked if I wanted to go to the casino with him. He'd pick me up and throw me $20 to play. I said hell yeah, and I took a shower. I remember while showering, I noticed the top of the shower curtain moving in an odd way, almost like it was being pulled hard in a direction, but it wasn't anything too crazy. I just figured it was the bathroom fan or something. I got ready and said bye to the 2 friends staying and left with him. I fast forward to when he dropped me off sometime around 7 to 8 a.m. I went to the room door and knocked. I forgot to grab one of the 2 keys when I left, but no one answered. I knocked again, but nothing. As I turned away from the door to figure out what to do next, I swear on my life, I heard my female friend's voice saying, 1 minute, but also with a second voice saying the same thing, but in a deep, raspy voice. Imagine a normal and a terrifying voice saying the same thing. Very unhuman-like. I remember thinking, what the fuck was that? But just for a second. Since I also heard my friend, I wasn't really tripping yet. I scrolled through my phone, waiting for 15 to 20 seconds. Then I knocked hard several times more, thinking, what the hell is taking them so long to answer the door? After another minute or 2 of waiting, I walked away confused as to where they went. I looked in the parking lot and saw my friend's car that we came in. I walked closer and noticed they both were sitting inside, male in the driver's seat and female in the passenger. I got in and started saying, what the fuck, are you guys? Female cut me off, telling me I wouldn't believe what happened that night after I left. Apparently, after I left, they were chilling, watching TV with my male friend seated at the table and my female friend in bed with the covers over her legs. All of a sudden, the covers moved as if someone was tucking her legs into the covers. She screamed and jumped off the bed, freaking out, while my other friend asked what happened. She told him, and while pointing at the bed, they said they both saw the indentation of someone sitting down on the bed. As they both started to freak out, they, keep in mind, this is what they told me as I wasn't there, started to feel an intense feeling of dread and started crying uncontrollably. That's when they both noped the fuck out of there and got into the car where they spent the night. The whole time they're telling me this, I'm half, that's crazy, and half, yeah, right, as I have had previous encounters with, but nothing that intense. Right after she finished her story, it dawned on me I heard her and some other devilish voice answer my knocking. I damn near shit my pants, which they both noticed by my facial expression. I told them what happened just a few minutes ago, and we all sat in silence for a good while in disbelief. When we checked out, we counted down 1, 2, 3, and quickly opened the room door, grabbed our stuff we came with, and flew out of there as fast as we could. That's my story. I do have to add that after this happened, I Googled the address the Motel 6 is at, and there had been a grisly double suicide sometime in the 80s or 90s. An older couple checked in. I forget if it was a random motel or if it was a Motel 6 by then. Both got into a large container filled with some kind of acid and died in what I'm guessing was an extremely painful death. I remember reading that the cleaning lady had to be hospitalized from the fumes from just opening the door and standing at the doorway. Oh my God.
Ghosts, demons, all of it.
Oh my
What?
God. Okay, so the first comment is actually like somebody put the link or the link.
Yeah.
2 dead at Fresno Motel 6 in hazardous materials situation.
Oh my God.
That's awful. Oh my God.
Describing the smell as sulfuric acid. Sulfuric.
Ew. Ew. Why would you go to a Motel 6 to do that?
6 people, including hotel maintenance workers, were taken to the hospital for treatment. Their conditions are unknown. As of May 5th, 2018.
That's insane. So wait,
That's
it happened in
absolutely wild.
2018, not in the 80s?
This article says 2018.
Okay, well. Oh, maybe it's like there's like another one that they're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I wonder
yeah,
if
it
it's
did
like one of
happen.
those like stories where it just like evolves. So it's like
Yeah.
playing telephone.
There's some of the comments are saying that was like 2018, but
Mhm.
that's still like, it's insane that they are allowed to just like rent that room out, especially because OP said that this happened 4 to 5 years ago.
Mhm.
So 4 to 5 years ago, that's like 2020. So
Yeah.
that happened in 2018. That's
So
2
2 years
later. No. No.
Yeah, that's one of the
No.
doors that you lock up. You put a badge on it that says brooms, so no one goes in there.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't even matter if it's that one room. I'm sure that the
whole damn thing.
the
is
whole
haunted.
thing. I mean, we don't know the parameters of where ghosts are allowed to go. However, I feel like with that sort of death, like that has to be some sort of like super, super dark energy, which is like why OP heard their friend's voice through the door with another like demonic, because that's a thing. And I'm sorry guys, I never have my like like sites and sources, but you can tell me if anyone's listening and knows the answer to this. But that's like a thing. If there's like a demonic presence that's trying to mimic somebody's voice, it always has that like backtrack of like the
something's
demon.
off.
Yeah. So it's like that's probably like probably what that was. I don't know, but probably. And that's so terrifying because but I'm like, why would the demon not let them in? Like,
yeah,
because then they could go in there and then have them all to themselves. At least he didn't go in there, but
right.
that's so scary. I had so many like scary, not paranormal, but scary experiences at Motel 6s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot. Yeah, I mean when you're traveling and like you're young and you're on a budget, like Motel 6
is perfect.
The best way to go. But I've had a lot of really weird experiences with like weird people.
Yeah. You know what I hate about this story? When their female friend is sitting in the bed and it starts like tucking their feet, because you tuck your feet so it's not dangling off, so you don't get yoinked. But if it's like tucking your feet for you,
they're like, don't worry, I have you, you're safe.
I'll yoink you another way. I don't even need your feet.
I don't need you to be outside of the blanket. What are you gonna do? I literally, up until like I was like 23, because of The Grudge, like because I saw The Grudge when I was like 10.
Yeah.
Like, very great. No. So there was that scene where like she comes up from the bottom of the blanket, So me as a child think that like the way to keep that from happening is to always have my feet tucked in, like completely tucked in.
Yeah.
So I did until I was 23 or so, like tuck my feet in every night. And then I rewatched The Grudge, because I had not watched it since then. And I had tried, but it was like always like really, really hard because it was so scary to me.
Yeah.
But then I watched it as an adult and I was like, this is stupid. This is actually really, really stupid.
Yeah.
So it was kind of healing for me.
That's
so
good.
I don't have to sleep with my feet tucked in anymore, which is really nice. But yeah.
I should rewatch that as an adult. I think the last time I watched it, I was maybe 12.
We can watch them together.
Okay.
We can watch the first and second one because
I've never seen the second one.
The second one is dumb, but it's still like scary. So not like scary, they're stupid. But I don't know, Japanese horror films like always really like they're the ones that always get me the most.
They're good at it.
Yeah, obviously it came from Ju-on, which is like the original.
I remember hearing, there was an original that was kind of...
Yeah, we can watch the original one. I bet
that's...
Is
Japanese.
it scarier?
I bet it's scarier,
yes. Yeah. So...
we should watch that and then watch The Grudge as a palate cleanser.
Yeah. Every time I like watch, if it's any sort of like Eastern Asian horror movie, it's always like gonna be the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So... Yeah,
we can do that. I like watching scary movies with you because I live alone right now, so I don't like... I gotta keep it light, otherwise I'm sitting there like alone, just like...
Yeah. You hear the mice fighting in the bushes and you're like, well, it's my time. That's
I hear my nose whistle and I'm like, oh, they're here for me.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyway, that's so terrifying, and I'm really glad that they also experience that, because you're not gaslighting yourself.
Being like, no, I don't even know what you heard. You probably just heard nothing.
Yeah, that's so scary. Oh my god, that's so scary. I do the same thing. You like open the door and like run in and grab your stuff and like leave.
Yeah.
And again, I always go back to Phasmophobia, the game, whenever I talk about stories like this, because it's like it's like the same, like in Phasmophobia, it's basically like these ghost stories, but if they were real and like not real.
Oh, and then you kind of
like the ghosts were like really malicious is what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So like you're a ghost hunter is the premise. Like you and like you can have up to 4 people play with you.
Is that what you were playing with Gabby?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Have you watched it?
I watched a stream of you guys playing it. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, was that the Halloween one or something? Or I don't know. But you and a team of people are ghost hunters. You go into whatever map you choose as a game. So there's like houses and schools and prisons and campsites and all that fun stuff. So you go in and you like have all your equipment as a ghost hunter. And obviously to get better equipment, you have to level up. So like you start off low level. Like I'm only on level like 13, and our friend Axel is like, hi Axel, is like 100 and something.
Oh my god.
Like,
okay. So the levels get up there.
Yeah. So and he like has like all the best like top tier equipment. So like every time we play with him, it's really nice because like he has really good, helpful equipment. But then when it's just us playing, like we don't have the best equipment. So it's always, like, kind of scary because you have to, like, try a lot harder since you don't have the best tools.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you, like, go in and you have to get a set of, like, evidence. You have to get 3 different pieces of evidence, like, hard evidence to figure out what type of ghost it is. So, like...
That sounds so fun.
I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big scaredy cat. So, like, I'll go in and, like, there's, like, a timer before the ghost can start, like, hunting you. And then, like... while you're in the house after this timer, they at any point can hunt you. And if you get caught, then you die.
Okay.
So, I'll like go in and like, they'll be like, we need this like piece of equipment, and I'll bring it in and like all the lights are off and like everything's like spooky and the ghost is like throwing stuff.
Oh my god.
And I like go in and I like I drop it on the floor and then I run back out. Yeah. So I'm like, I'll sit at the camera and watch for orbs, you guys. Like, I'll watch for orbs and I'll watch if there's anything in the dots projector from the camera inside of the truck outside where I'm safe.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's what that made me think of. That was a totally useless tangent.
No, that was a good tangent for me because I'm like, I want to play this so badly.
No, if you ever want to play, let us know. So that's like super fun, and we can play up to 4 people.
Desktop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's a super big game either. Like the graphics aren't like top tier, so and you can always turn your graphics down so they're not like yeah. But you should be able to play.
See the ghosts.
Yeah,
it's like 1 pixel. I think we're fine, guys.
Yeah, no, it's super super fun. It's really spooky though because you play with headphones on.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you'll be like walking through and like in the game. Like your audio like means a lot. So like when you talk, the ghosts in the game can hear you. So it's
just like in real life.
Yeah. So you'll walk around with a spirit box in your hand and you'll be like, say like the person's name is like Joe Mama. Like you're like walking around and you're like, Joe Mama, are you here?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? Like asking like you're Zach Baggins, you know? Yeah. And you walk around and they'll respond to your questions if they can respond through a spirit box, which is one of the like pieces of evidence that you can get. But and then when they're hunting you, like if you're talking, they can hear where you're at and they'll come find you. So you have to like shut up and like hide somewhere. Yeah. But Yeah, it's really cool because it's like it's all encompassing, and like when you have your headphones on, they'll like come up into your ear and like whisper in your ear.
I would pee my pants.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Okay,
Is, like, you'll be
I'd be
sitting
such a
there.
scared. I'd be like, I'm gonna look at the camera with Addison.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting inside and you're like trying to like set something up, and then you'll hear like, and you're like.
I would have to make sure I peed, like freshly peed before we started playing, because I don't. Oh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's super super fun, and it's really fun when like you have a group of friends like playing because like yeah, you just all run around this little house together and try to figure out what ghost it is.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, definitely a demon ghost. I would say demon, yeah.
It's a demon. I don't know.
It's a demon.
Demon. Case
You're surrounded
closed.
by demons.
Yeah, that's so scary though. I wouldn't gaslight you on that, and I'm glad your friends didn't either.
Yeah. Yeah. Good friends.
Okay.
So keep that up. Story 3. A very weird encounter with my mother. I've had Reddit for a few months now, but it somehow only just occurred to me while reading and listening to some stories here that I actually have one I can share and love telling even. I don't know if this counts as explicitly paranormal. It certainly wasn't a ghost in the normal sense. My mother is still alive and well to this day and was in fine health when this took place. When I was around 8 or 9, I regularly stayed up late. I still do. I think that has something to do with usually listening to my parents fight and the fact I was on edge when they were both in the house. Anyways, that bit isn't important. What is important is that this was another night I was up late, or late for a kid, so it was like 10 or 11. I had a TV in my room that I was watching, just hanging out on the bed next to my heavily sleeping sister. I think I must have gotten the feeling I was being watched, so I looked over my shoulder and saw my mom standing over me. I still remember this like it could have been yesterday. It was such a clear thing in my mind, it makes me sure I experienced it and that I wasn't dreaming. Her face was blank. Not literally, but there was absolutely nothing in her eyes. She wasn't smiling at me or frowning. Her face was neutral as it could possibly be, and her eyes looked empty. It wasn't like she was looking through me, like some people describe. She was definitely looking at me. I remember already feeling weirdly uneasy at just this. I think partially because I hadn't seen her come in. The TV, while I was definitely watching it, was basically next to the door. I would have seen her come in, but I assumed she was upset because I was up so late. I had been caught staying up late before, and I never ever missed seeing or hearing her or my dad coming upstairs or entering the room. I wish I could remember what I said, but I know that I tried to speak to her. She didn't respond at all, and now that I'm putting this into words properly, I don't think I recall her blinking even once. I tried a few times to get a reply, but every time she would just stare at me with that terrible, empty look. At some point, I hid under the covers, and I remember peeking out a few times to see her still looking at me, face unchanged. Then I turned to look at my sister, uncovered by the blankets. I remember wishing I could do something to hide her too, but I couldn't will myself to move because I was so afraid and certainly didn't want to come out from under the covers. When I looked back, my mother wasn't there. I never even heard her leave. The TV had gone black, but not off, but on a blank screen, which was weird because I know it played shows constantly all night and had never had this black screen before or after this. You know when you have the TV connected to something and then you unplug the thing? It's basically that screen, but there was no connection message. And nothing had been unplugged anyway. I stayed under the covers until I somehow fell asleep. I don't remember how long I was awake after she left, but I'm pretty sure it was still dark outside by the time I was asleep. Obviously, I asked my mom in the morning what the hell she was doing, and I distinctly remember this one, why she hadn't answered me. Of course, she had no idea what I was talking about. She said that she hadn't come to see us or woken up at all the night before. I seriously doubt I was dreaming or she was sleepwalking. So it was real, and while I recognize that sometimes dreams are like that, mine are never so grounded in reality, and I have just a strong feeling about it. She never sleepwalked, not before this story or after. To this day, I think it's the weirdest thing I ever experienced. I haven't brought it up to her in years, but now that I write it down, I'm tempted. Haha.
Huh?
If it is sleepwalking, it's very weird that they haven't sleptwalked before or after.
That's terrifying. That's like
Well, it seems like they were standing there for a while too, like long enough for you to be like, "Hey, man,
hey, what's up?
are you mad at me?"
Yeah, that's like
And then get under the covers and then peek back again and be like, "Okay, you're still here."
it's yeah, I'm like still so shocked by the fact that like she was just there and then like OP was like, okay, I guess the only way to escape this is to hide under the covers.
And I mean, technically, it worked.
Yeah, but like you're laying there in the middle of the night, your mom comes over, says nothing, just stares at you. But I can't I don't even know
if
like
it's
what
not
to
sleepwalking, then
what is it? I mean, it could definitely like be a manifestation of like something paranormal. Like, I mean, with all the negative energy that was like in this house, because obviously it was not a good household to grow up in. There was a lot of like toxic energy. And so I'm sure like if this was like something paranormal, then it
they feed off of that toxic energy. And
reading that one comment that is on this post is like pretty much kind of saying that in a more like I don't scientific way, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not smart enough. But OP did comment and say, why would something pick to look like my mother? Because I've always felt more negative towards my dad. And I feel like maybe an answer to put to that would be like maybe this spirit wanted to take something that like you did equate with something positive and something light and something trustworthy to kind of flip the narrative and make it seem a little bit more
it wanted to be approachable.
Well, even it might have even not even wanted maybe that, or it wanted to make you think your mom was bad and make you scared of both parents and not just one, because if you felt so negatively about your dad, maybe it was like trying to isolate you. And make you feel like you couldn't trust either of your parents. I don't know. Either way, whatever it is not good. If it's a ghost, it ain't good. If it was your mom sleepwalking, then that's also kind of sad because it was probably affecting her so much mentally that like it was keeping her up at night. And maybe that was like a sleepwalking thing where she was like had been getting so stressed that she like about you like as her child, like raising you in this household. Maybe she was like subconsciously like in her sleep she was like, I need to like watch over my kid. I don't know.
On the note of it potentially being something paranormal, it always circles back to because her mom, reoccurring every house that they moved to, would see usually like a little girl type spirit, and she's a mom with 3 daughters. So it approached as something that like
was palatable
and that they know this person would interact with. So if this is the more preferred parent, they're like, okay, I know you're going to interact with your mom, but maybe they couldn't get it right for whatever reason. And then use that as a vessel to get to you.
That's really scary. And
I've heard where even if there's not a death at a location, massive amounts of negative energy can turn it into basically a haunted area.
Oh, there's like a type of haunting that's supposed to be. Oh my God, there are 3 types of hauntings. And I gotta look them up. Okay, so there are 4 types of haunting. So there's the residual haunting, the intelligent, the poltergeist, and the inhuman. So the residual is usually like when something happens, like there's like a ton of negative energy. It doesn't have to be somebody dying. It could just be like a ton of residual energy. So that's why you see like in like asylums and stuff like that, where there's so much activity, and it helps. I mean, it doesn't help, but like it plays a big factor that people have died. But also the impact of the negative energy like accumulating over time can cause some sort of like time loop, essentially, where it's like that energy is forever there.
Have you seen Last Night in Soho?
Yes, like a long time ago, but not a long time ago, but like a year or so ago.
Spoiler alert! Mute it if you don't want to hear it. But that's essentially what the haunting is. It's residual energy because that woman's
it's like her
alive.
Yeah, it's like her past, or not past, but like her like night that she keeps like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really care for that movie, so I don't like it. But
I like that.
It was good. I'm just like, if it's too hard for my brain to like pick up on most of the time, unless it's like a really big cool thing where I have to look it up and then like understand it. Anyway. But yeah, that's so scary. I'm glad
spookies.
I'm glad that you were able to like find a space where you could tell this story to people. And like, I mean, that's the best part of Reddit, is that it's just like a space where you can say whatever you want to, and in a respectful way, but where you can share your experiences and people can come and validate you, which is what we're doing right here. We're not gaslighting you here. We're validating you and telling you that's so scary.
Yeah. Boom. Validated. Super scary.
Whatever it was, be it paranormal or not,
that's still scary. That's still unsettling.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you're an adult now and you can live in your own house and be not in a toxic environment. So
yeah.
Love that for you. Okay. Story 4. Fiance thinks our apartment is haunted by a poltergeist. I think she needs therapy.
Okay.
My fiance, Lynn, and I, both 28, have been together for 5 years now. We are in a great relationship, so I can't really complain much about a lot. In terms of personalities, we get along good. We have many similarities and also many differences. For one, I'm an atheist, and I don't believe in anything supernatural or spiritual. Lynn, on the other hand, is very spiritual and believes in the other side, and has told me accounts of supernatural things that have happened throughout her life. Well, fast forward to now, and this whole issue. We moved into an apartment last year together, and it caused nothing but constant stress for her, and now me. The people in the apartment building are pretty nice, but I do admit everyone there is a little strange. They all go into each other's apartments, have keys, hang out together. There are 6 units there. This apartment was made in the 1800s, so it's an old Victorian house. No doubt it has history, but the stuff that's happened has been weird. But I don't believe it's due to supernatural things. I think it can all be explained. Lynn seems to think it can't be explained since all of these issues seem to happen and stop all at once. When there's a presence in the apartment, some weird things do happen, and it does stop when the said spirit leaves. The first time this all happened was a month after we moved in. The issue seems to be in the kitchen. Our cat peed in the kitchen in the middle of the floor, which she never does, but never wants to go in the kitchen. The broom in between the fridge and wall would fall over randomly when there was nobody there. This is what happened the most. It sounds like there would be somebody opening our back doors with keys, but that could just be contributed to the wind. She said when this happens, the first sign is her feeling watched in the shower, but that's all paranoia. Shampoo bottles fell off the shower. I thought maybe a neighbor did it by slamming the door, but nobody was home the day I personally witnessed it. As this is happening, the fire alarm went off at 1 to 3 a.m. As we got up out of bed to turn it off, it immediately stopped. I replaced the battery, cleaned dust, tested for carbon monoxide with our separate alarm, nothing. When this all happens, we both seem to wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. Then this all stops and nothing ever falls. The alarm never goes back on and there are no weird noises until it comes back. I told her that it's all just an old house and things fall. The fridge is a little older, so maybe we don't close it all the way. There's explanations for everything. The other day, these things all happened again. While she was in the shower, the picture frame we have in the bathroom fell and shattered, and that's what did it for her. She was telling me she wants to leave. She's paranoid.
Huh?
But I told her she needs to seek help for her paranoia with this because it's starting to be too much. We can't just leave now. There are no ghosts.
Well, isn't this every horror movie ever made?
First comment, which I think is perfect, but they say, it sounds like you're in denial and she isn't crazy. I'm sorry, but you can't be an atheist and still believe in the paranormal. Religion is one person's reasoning behind it, but it is science that everyone and everything is made up of energy and energy never dissipates. There is even scientific evidence of said energy lingering around even after an amputation, etc. You just need to make sense of it through your own way, but you're in the wrong, dude. Paranormal things do happen, and you are literally experiencing it and calling her crazy. Make that make sense.
Oh.
That's, yeah, it's like, and literally go off on the comments. Everyone is saying, like, dude, you are so inconsiderate.
Yeah. I feel sorry for her.
Yeah, it's like, this is why it's a throwaway account, because you knew that you were in the wrong and you came here to try to validate yourself, but that's not what's going to happen. Like, you're sitting here gaslighting your
literally gaslighting
fiance, which I hope she's not your fiance anymore, personally.
Yeah, like, you need to seek help for your paranoia.
Seek help from a priest, maybe. Like,
yeah.
And I would like, first note, going back, aside from the paranormal part of it, but when you're talking about how this is like an old Victorian house and everyone is weird, everything is off because people have relationships with each other.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, I'm sorry you have neighbors that like each other?
That like community. Like, if you're all in a close house together, you guys all have different parts of this house, right? Which is what I'm assuming is the case. If it's an old Victorian house, there's 6 units. You all separate this house. It would make sense, one, why everyone's so close, and 2, why people have keys to other people's place, because, like, it's a house, so God forbid anything happen, like there's a fire or something, and you can't get into somebody else's unit in this house.
Right.
Like, it's a lot more confined than an apartment building. Like, you have a very small window of time to, like, if something happens, to fix it. So, I mean, having close relationships with your neighbors in such a house like that.
That's not outlandish to me.
That's not outlandish. That's not weird. I would actually love that. That sounds fantastic.
That,
yeah, having close relationships with your neighbors and feeling comfortable and trustworthy enough of your neighbors to, like, give each other keys.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Red flag. Not to out you, but also to out you a little bit.
Anything else that they're doing that's like that weird, because your example is not
weird
at all.
Yeah. And then on top of it, it's like, okay, animals know when there's like bad energy, and the fact that your cat refuses to go in the kitchen and then like peed in the kitchen. Right. Like, that's pretty big weird. like flag that something's up. And then, like, things falling over and stuff happening until you address it, which is, again, another thing with, like, paranormal activity, is, like, addressing it and telling it to stop. Usually they're like, peace, and, like, run away. So I don't think it's absurd to think that a 200-year-old house has some sort of paranormal activity, and the fact that your girlfriend is, like, picking up on it, or fiance is picking up on it and saying, like, there's something not right, and you're just sitting there gaslighting her.
So confidently. I know everything that could happen in the universe in my how many years of living? In my 28 years of living, I know everything that could happen and everything that this could and couldn't be.
And saying that she needs to seek help, she needs to seek legal advice to how to get away from you, or just seek a different living situation aside from you. Yeah.
That sucks.
Dude,
I'd be so upset.
If you were with somebody for 5 years and they told you that you need help for your paranoia, oh my God. I'm not trying to, like, jump immediately to, like, breaking up, but, like, that would do it for me.
Break up.
That would do it for me. If my partner of 5 years told me that I needed to seek mental help, that would be the end of it. That would be the absolute end of it, because, like, all the commenters are saying, like, that is so inconsiderate. Like, you can't, like,
you're just invalidating all of their experiences that you've also experienced and are just writing them off.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. That's just, like, so sad for her that she's having to, like, experience all of this by herself, but also be told that she's crazy over and over and over again. And it's like, oh, I'm really glad that everyone in the comments is feeling the same way, because
I do imagine the house in Coraline, because that's kind of split up.
That's exactly what I thought
tenants.
too. Yeah. They also they posted this in so many different places. So maybe this might be like rage bait or something, because they also posted it on Am I the Asshole? They posted it on True Off My Chest.
Mm-hmm.
And people are literally in every single... Somebody commented and said, you posted the same thing on multiple subs. Everyone is telling you the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they went for validation on 40 different places, and
everyone's
still,
like, you're
and every
asshole.
single person was like, you are an asshole. You're an asshole. You're not being a good partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what we're gonna say. What was her name? What's her name? Lynn, sweetie, if you're one of the 35 people that are listening to this podcast, you're not crazy.
No. And something's going on.
You should try to find someone who is not going to gaslight you.
Yeah, because you don't have to have the same beliefs, but like you don't need to belittle the other person. You chose to be in a relationship with that person knowing what they believe.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a mismatch. Maybe you just need somebody who is
just as arrogant as you are.
Yep. Yep.
So I think we can agree that most of these people actually were not overreacting. Especially Lynn. Lynn, baby girl. Hopefully you moved out of that place without anything bad happening. And hopefully, I don't know, you have a different fiance. Writers, if you're listening, don't ever let anyone tell you what you did or did not experience.
Except for you, throwaway account. I hope that you get extra haunted. I hope that something really sticks to you from the little house. Anyway, like we were saying at the top of the episode, I am having surgery this upcoming Friday, from when we're releasing this, obviously not from recording. As for all of you listeners, don't worry about missing on any episodes. We worked tirelessly to make sure that we had content to tide you through for the next month, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
We have been recording a lot, so we have episodes lined up, so you don't have to worry about. We will still be putting out an episode every single Wednesday. They're just pre-recorded, so just keep that in mind when you are listening. And I'll make my reappearance in late February. So if you like to stay with us, make sure you follow us on TikTok and Reddit and Instagram, Facebook, everything. What was that _the pod? Make sure on like YouTube and Spotify and everything, you rate us and comment and like and subscribe and share. All of that helps a lot with our little statistics. Especially like commenting and liking and rating. It just like boosts the algorithm up, because right now you can't even see us on the search page.
So more engagement would make that easier.
Yeah,
because instead of having it by name, they have it by popularity.
Exactly. So the more engagement that we get, the more helpful it is. All of the comments and likes and stuff count. So yeah, please.
Did you tell them about your surgery? I don't think did you mention that?
What? I literally just did. I just said it.
I'm pretty sure you didn't, because I was physically here.
But I said it. No, wait. No, Jasmine, it's in the script. Wait. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
That noise. Did you not hear that? Wait. What was that?